All right, well, really proud of our guys back-to-back, conference road wins. It's not easy to win ever. It's not easy to win on the road. This is always a tough place to play. We were up here 2 years ago, and we were, double overtime. And, we didn't have our normal fast start. We kind of had a slow start and really just missed some opportunities early. We missed a big play on a throw just high, and then we fumbled a snap the next drive, but then we just set it in. And then we had 4 straight touchdowns. And really, offensively played with a lot of rhythm from that point on. And then defensively, they got a couple scores in the first half, just too many penalties. Let the quarterback run one time, let him get outside of us one time. But man, I think they had 195 at half and finished with 233. So really proud of our defense and how they shut them out in the second half. The 2 turnovers were huge because they created scoring opportunities for us, and we capitalized. So I'm just proud of how the guys competed and handled their business today. So great opportunity for them. But offensively, again, a lot of balance. Season high 85 plays, and this is how they make you play. And this is where we weren't very good last year. And they will make you move the chains. They just force you to have to be satisfied with getting a first down. And I think we had the 3rd most first downs in Clemson history. 37 first downs. So I mean that's a lot of execution. And didn't turn the ball over. So I'm really proud of that. And then it's again first time we've been down in a while. First time we've kind of been in that moment where you're like you got the momentum against you. And I loved how our guys responded. They showed a lot of maturity today. They showed a lot of mental toughness today and didn't flinch. And that's really good to see. And there was a couple of times in the first half, especially offensively, to see us respond and put drives together and really take the momentum back. Because we lost it a couple of times in that first half. So I'm just really proud of that. Again, I think we took another step forward there. But offensively, man, just a lot of good stuff. Cade was awesome. 3 touchdowns, 309 passing, 30 rushing. We were really, really good on 3rd down. Last week, we couldn't score in the red zone. We had to kick a bunch of field goals, which also was good to see. And this week, we were 5-5 in the red zone. And that's kind of how we were able to stretch the game away because we finished in the red zone instead of having to settle for the field goals like last week. So really proud of that. Maffa, a couple of touchdowns, another 100-plus yard game. Brenny, I think he's the all-time career leader in 100-yard games for a tight end now. Had a big game, some big, tough plays. Italian Stallion showed up, made some really, really tough contested plays. Gritty, nice little, tough little dirt ball for a touchdown that he scooped up. But just a lot of good things, man. Zero, another really good game. Had a little fun in the locker room. He's the first guy since Spiller to catch a touchdown and throw for one in the same game. So heck of a pass. It was really good execution right there. I thought TJ and Adam, it was good to see Adam get in the end zone again. TJ do some good things. Special teams, that we were really concerned about their punt returner. And we did a nice job there, tackling him and getting him on the ground. And then again, defensively, shut him out in the second half, 3 of 11 on 3rd down. So a lot of good things, the 2 takeaways, 3 sacks. It was a good, complete game, and that's something that we needed. We played a nice, complete game. And the best part, when we subbed, and we put a lot of guys in, as y'all have followed us this year, we've given up 1 million yards. It's become a track meet. And to see those guys go out there and continue to, show that they've improved, that was good to see. So got a chance to see a few young guys make some plays. Tink had to step up for us today. Our intention was, Tyler Brown was ready to play if we needed him to win the game. But, we're going to probably shut him down tomorrow. And he'll probably be, instead of day-to-day chapel, he's probably going to be week-to-week. All right? We got an open date coming up, so we're going to probably, he's just been he's kind of plateaued. And we just need to try to see if we can get him over the hump with 1 game left and an open date. So good to see Tink step up and make some plays today, and obviously Stellato as well. Wesco, y'all noticed probably early he wasn't here. He rolled his ankle, so he wasn't able to go either. He is day-to-day, so hopefully we'll get him back next week. but a lot of good things in the game. I think we came through it pretty healthy. But just really proud of our staff too, because back-to-back road trips, an early game, a tough, gritty team in Wake Forest. And I thought our staff did a great job of preparing. Got a lot of respect for Wake Forest and Coach Clausen and man, how they compete. They came back last week in the fourth quarter, so it was good to see us be able to put them away in that second half like we needed to.
Coach, that 4th and goal, you and Coach Riley must have been salivating for the opportunity to line Peter up in the I formation, I guess.
Well, somebody who asked me for intellectual property was the Chaplain. So Chaplin's always one step ahead. So there you go. We got it.
Yeah.
Who did roll out there? Did you get the personnel?
Peter at fullback and DeMonte
K-Park.
Yeah. There you go.
Peyton Page, I believe, was in that mix as well. He's one of our. So we got us a big package. So and then listen, those are tough calls as a head coach when it's a, you got a chance to make it a 3-score game. I think we were up 2 touchdowns right there. You got a chance to make it a 3-score game right there, and those are kind of tough calls. It's not 4th and 1; it was like 4th and 2, and that they bailed me out right there and did a heck of a job of executing. But I was happy to see them get in there and have a chance to put it on tape. So hopefully that's something we can grow from. In the game last week, he rolled it really on the. I think it was on that 2-minute drive where he tried to run to the sideline instead of just getting up the field. I believe it was on that play. We played the whole game. He finished, but he was pretty sore the next day.
Like you said, it was a slow start offensively. How big were those 2 interceptions? Quarterback had just 2 interceptions coming into the game.
Massive. Team game. Complimentary football. It's a team game. That's one thing we talked about. We needed to fuel each other in this game. We needed to throw fuel on that fire. The offense's fire and defense throw fuel on the offense's fire, and offense throw fuel on the defensive fire. Special teams, you got to bring it for both groups. But it was big. It was big. I mean, that was a great job. Good to see Kylie. Good to see him get back in there. And he's a guy that actually started for us at the beginning of the year, but really wasn't playing well. Just not playing like we know he can play. But it's good to see him get in there and respond and be ready. So hopefully that'll be great for his confidence. And then we did some good things, but we had some bad stuff too. I mean, we had some missed plays early that we need to make. A couple missed touchdown opportunities that we were just off on that we need to be a little more precise with. We had too many penalties. We had some bad PIs, so there's still a lot of room for improvement. But I would say, in totality, this was probably our best game as far as the 4 quarters. Really putting it together as a team.
Can you talk about Antonio? You mentioned him a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Kind of what he's been doing. He's kind of been on a roll, I would say.
Yeah, another touchdown. I mean, he's just playing with incredible confidence and just great technique. He has such a good understanding of how to play the position, but how to play the position versus the type of defense coverage, that he's seeing, play by play. He's just really a smart, experienced player that he plays fast. He's incredibly confident with his hands. He plays bigger and longer than he is because he's an extension guy. You don't see him body many balls. I mean, he's a guy that's always playing with a great range in his game. So they got great chemistry. They've worked really, really hard on that, and something we didn't have last year. Honestly, our guys we started last year were done by game 3. And you don't have a lot of chemistry with guys, and so those guys have a lot of chemistry. And then Cade just continues to, play quarterback at a high level, and he's not perfect. I mean, like I said, he that first play to Salado is probably going to go a while, and he just airballed it, and missed a player here or there. But man, he's just making great decisions. Again, last year, just so many negative plays that could be avoided. Some can, and he's just not doing that. And I'm really proud of him. He's impacting the game with his legs. Another 30 yards rushing today, and 31 of 41. I mean, he's very confident. And the guys, he's making everybody else around him better. and they're all just doing it as one unit. That's good to see. And then offensive line wise, man, we're just playing really well. I mean, they had a nice little inside stunt game that kind of got us on some of our zone stuff. They were coming around backdoor, tackling us. We made a couple adjustments there, but overall, again, a slow start for us, which we haven't had. But really, man, once they got it going, it was fun to watch.
That double pass worked that well in practice? Did it look that good out of Antonio's hand?
Yeah, actually it did. We only ran it a couple of times. We put it in late in the week, but we just ran it on the scouts. So we didn't. That was our first live rep. But it was awesome. It was good to see the execution. Really good.
Has Phil been lobbying for another passing opportunity?
Oh, I don't know.
The lefty.
I don't know. We'll see. He didn't keep toting it. He's a load. Golly, he's a load. Good to see. Hammerhead got in there. I thought he showed. Y'all got to see a lot of what we see at practice. I mean, he's a business decision guy. I mean, he's a hard dude to tackle. And then Jarvis got in there and did some good stuff. So good to see all those guys have a chance to play a little bit.
Some of the big chunk plays defensively in the first half, the 31-yard touchdown, the 38-yard catch and run on the other side. What would you see overall on those two?
Just which one?
The 31-yard touchdown pass, their first touchdown, and then the long catch and run to set up the second.
Yeah. Well, we just didn't do our job. We didn't have our eyes on the right thing. I mean, they got around us on the one, and we should have tackled him. We got to get him down right there. But we'll watch the tape and see exactly what the technique was and what we got to clean up there.
You always talk about the middle late, 14-0 today. Came up just short there before halftime, but really good clock management again before halftime.
Really good. We were trying. I mean, we were close. We were just, probably just a few seconds, and we were trying to throw just Hail Mary, and they brought a lot of pressure off the side, and that's one where I think Cade can learn from. He really needs to just step up right there. And if he can get it off. Otherwise, just run it and take a knee. It's not like it's the last play of the game, So that's something that we'll be able to coach on. But good job managing a very small clock to give ourselves a chance. If we could have had probably 5 more yards, probably would have kicked it. But just it was a little long, to take an unnecessary risk of a block or something like that. But nice job really managing. That situation.
Another 5 yards, would that have been Robert, or would you have sent Nolan out there?
Oh, I'd have sent Nolan out there.
Coach, talked to Cade and Peter, just talked about the first quarter was kind of off kilter a little bit, but they just kept their composure, kept the drive going, and had one of the most successful and score late in the second quarters that we've seen so far. And describe the first and second quarter conversations in the huddles that just got everybody just kept the focus going.
Yeah, I mean, those guys were. I mean, they didn't flinch. I mean, again, we missed a wide open play on the first drive that's going to go a ways, and then the very next drive we got a bad snap. So we just had some miscues, and they just settled in, they didn't panic, and they just went back to work and put a bunch of touchdowns together. And again, they made a couple. I guess it was the first one, the wheel route on. With the PIs, with the one on Koval, big play on Koval, it was just a competitive play. They made a couple of nice plays on us, but, you felt a little bit of tension. But offensively, man, they responded. It was good to see that. They just kept playing. 37 first downs. They just kept taking what was there. And we had a lot of RPOs built into what we were doing today, a bunch of them, by nature of how they were playing. And so Cade did a nice job of making decisions post-snap.
Talked about Adam Randall before, just how quickly you able to see him get in the end zone.
Unbelievable. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's unbelievable. He literally had 2 screws put in his feet, the same foot, and again, I'm thinking he's going to be back open date, and they come back and say, hey, we think he's got a chance to play against Florida State. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so our goal last night, and he was ready to play, but we were like, we don't have to play him. And then he was able to practice this week. We put him on kind of a pitch count this week at practice, just to not have any setback. I mean, and to be able to see him go out there, what do you have, 3 catches? I think he had 3 catches today maybe and a touchdown. Just shows that he's unbelievably committed. And he loves to play. And, you know, he played who was before? Was it Stanford? Who was before Florida State? Stanford. He was MVP of the game for us in that game. And he going into that game, we knew we were going to do surgery on Monday. You know, and so just really proud of him. I mean, he's one of the best leaders we have on this team. And I asked him, how you feel? He said he feels great. So he's just, like I said, he's just one of them. I mean, we should probably put him in a lab and study him. There's something. He's got some great DNA on the ag side.
Seems like the two biggest differences between this season and last, other than Cade's play, have been obviously the turnovers, but also the depth you have at receiver.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Out Wesco, out Tyler Brown, you don't miss a beat.
Yeah, we went from no depth to just like we got dudes. You know, we got a lot of guys. We got a lot of competition. They all want to play, and you know, some guys just having to be patient. You know, Tink's a guy. You just got to be patient. Tink's gonna be a good player. He just, you know, he's got Stellato and Tyler Brown, you know, and he just got to be. He didn't get to really play last year. He was hurt, had surgery, so he was a little behind. Same thing with Noble. Noble will be a good player if he just stays patient, keeps coming. You know, everybody develops at different stages, and he'll end up being a good player for us. And so we've just, I mean, we got. I mean, yeah, you don't have Wesco out there, and you guys are making plays at a high level, and it's all across the board. So we're a tough team. We're a tough team. When your quarterback's playing well, your OL's playing well, and you can spread the ball around to a lot of different guys, you're getting impacts at every position, receiver, tight end, running back. You've got a chance to be a good offense.
Pulled Jaden a little bit in the second half last week. How do you think he responded to that?
Much better. I was really proud of him. It was great to see him. And I think I actually told him on the sideline, the next step for him is really creating the consistency week in and week out. You know, and that part of that I think just comes, and I'm challenging him on just how you get yourself ready each week. Really having a true routine and process individually on how you get yourself ready. I think that's just a kind of step in the direction of becoming a more mature player, and understanding that, man, you got to pay the price every week. But he was locked in. He was not happy with how he played last week, and it was good to see him respond.
Coach Cade had a pretty good game, but the stats are telling me Antonio Williams completing 100% of his passes and they're all touchdowns. Is there maybe a quarterback controversy
Yeah, man.
going on?
Start it right now. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we got a controversy. Yeah, he'll probably have a comment or two to say about that. They all want to throw the ball now. Everybody wants to throw the ball. All the defensive guys want to score a touchdown. So they're having fun. It's good to see. You know, we just got to continue. And listen, talked about the middle eight. This is kind of the middle eight of our season. You know, there's 4 parts of our journey that we break the year down in, and there's also 4 quarters in your season. You get 12 games. This is the end of the second quarter for us, kind of the middle eight, and we start the third quarter this week, and we end what we call the primetime phase of our season. It's our last game in October coming up this week, and these guys have battled their butts off. And they put themselves in position to stay in control, you know, and not have to sit around and wait on this and wait on that. And there's not many teams that are in that position. So we've got to have a great week. Virginia's having a heck of a year. I mean, you know, listen, Tony's what a job he's done. He'll have them guys ready. You best believe he'll have them ready. So we'll have a huge battle. We're going to need our fans next week. We're going to need our crowd to show up. We need to have that place rocking at noon, rocking at 10 a.m., all right? Because this is the biggest game of the year for us coming up. And again, an opportunity to really kick off the third quarter, you know, and keep momentum and stay in control of our destiny. And then when we get to, you know, they remember November, right? So we got a chance to go into November where we hope to be, but it's all about how we play this week and just continuing to build. But I think our team took a step forward today. Again, just maturity, responding to a little bit of, you know, just tension, if you will. I was really proud of that.
Does Phylon and I think Colin Sadler get in trouble?
Yeah, Colin is day to day. He made it last week, had a little setback, but we're hoping that he'll be much better by Monday. Same with Steph Island.
And Harris was able to make the trip and played, I think, at left guard.
Yeah,
A
he
little
played.
bit. How'd you think of how
He played center and guard. We had 3 guys get the snap today, so it was good. Trent actually finished the game snapping. We actually put Trent at right tackle for a little bit of a drive. So we were trying to hold Mason Wade today because we're managing a few of these guys' games. Kind of some of them are like Easy E. He's at 2 games. We held him today. So just trying to postpone having to make a few decisions on some guys as long as we can. But Harris did a heck of a job. It's good to get him back. He was in there. I think he went in 3rd series. I think he was in the game at guard.
On the trick play, was there something you saw on the defense that made you say, hey, I think this play might work? Or
Yeah. We just felt like that. They're very reactive to the screen game, and they're kind of they bend and they give up a lot of things underneath. And so one of the ways we thought we could maybe, if we got the right situation, you can't be too close. So we were right about you got to get the right hash. It's got to be the right kind of plus the area that you wanted on the field. They're very aggressive when the ball gets out of the quarterback's hands, and especially in the screen game. So when you see the ball, they're really good at playing the double moves and all that stuff, screening goes. But when the ball comes out of the quarterback's hands, they're very aggressive. And so we felt like we'd have an opportunity maybe to slip in behind them with Brenny, and we were able to do it. It was good execution.
Being that close to Phil Moffa when he runs the defender over like that, how loud is it? I mean, how does it make you feel?
And he's just, he plays so low behind his pads. It's hard to get into his legs. I mean, he's really, he runs like that. It's just hard to get under it. And he's just so low and powerful. And it's fun to watch. I'm glad he's on our team. He's a great player. That's what I think. That's maybe is that his 400-yard plus game in 6 games. So I mean, he's really doing some good stuff for us.
Take a couple more for Coach.
How'd the Krispy Kreme tradition start?
Oh man, that's been going a long time. I don't know how long I've been. How many times I've been up here, but we started it when I was the head coach. So whenever. It would have been my first time up here.
2010.
So 10. That would have been when we started it. I told Dooley, and I'm a huge Krispy Kreme fan. Shout out, hot now. But I know that Winston-Salem is the home of Krispy Kreme. I know that. So we just kind of started it. I told Dooley, I said, hey, if we win, man, let's have some hot now. Let's have some Krispy Kremes, and don't tell our nutritionists, but let's bring them in. And so that's kind of where it started. So we've kind of carried that tradition on whenever we've come up here, and it's they never disappoint. They're always really, really, really good. Can't beat them.
Take one more for Coach if anybody has one. Coach, kind of the fans were kind of knocking at the door the last few years about passes over the middle. Seen a lot of that this year, and play at Jake Burning School, playing like an old school tight end, just catching, getting ready for bracing for impact, and just making big yards after catch.
Yeah, he had a touchdown. Really should have had 2 more. We missed him down the middle by that much. I mean, Cade was just off. We had him split, and then we ran a little, little just play action what we call pipe, and it was that much too high. The right type of throw, just that much too high, or he makes a touchdown there. But he made some really tough plays, some contested plays, a lot of yards after catch and contact. It was really good to see him. He's, again, set the school record for 100 yards receivers for tight ends, and I think he's second all time in receptions. He's got, who's he chasing? Leggett. He's chasing Leggett. And chipping away at the touchdown record too. He's still got a chance at that. But he's just a great player. I mean, he's probably he's probably the most complete tight end we've had. Just like can do everything. He's become a physical player. He wasn't when he got here. He's a very willing blocker. He's a very athletic route runner. He's a finisher on the ball. He's a really tough-minded kid. and I'm just really proud of him. Loves to compete. He loves to compete. He came back to do what he's doing, and I'm really happy to see it.
Thank you, Coach.